Good afternoon. My name is Joe Schulle, and I'm the president of Local 22, the Philadelphia Firefighters and Paramedics Union. We're gathered here with many of our local politicians, our public union and trade union brothers and sisters. We're jointly announcing a charter change initiative that will require the mayor to obtain the approval of City Council prior to appealing an interest arbitration award. A few months back, I was discussing the issue of binding arbitration and the Pike statute with City Controller Alan Butkovitz. Of course, initially I was concerned that the city's ability to continually appeal the award is negatively affecting the members of Local 22. As the conversation developed, we discussed the resolutions of council to set money aside to honor the award and the difficulties council has approving a budget without knowing labor costs. I expressed frustration with the current system, and Mr. Butkovitz suggested changing the charter to give council more input. That conversation was the impetus for this endeavor. Act 111, the Police and Firemen's Collective Bargaining Agreement, was passed in 1968. Its intent was to have both parties negotiate in good faith, and was very specific to say no appeal of the arbitrator's decision shall be allowed to any court. In 1991, when Pike was passed due to the severe financial crisis in the city, the Pike statute gave both parties the right to appeal and required the arbitrators to afford substantial weight to the city's approved financial plan and its ability to pay the award. Since 1991, the City of Philadelphia has threatened to appeal nearly every interest arbitration award, often appealing at least a portion of these awards. The city has appealed the now expired Firefighters and Paramedics Award 3 times at a cost of over $1 million to the taxpayer. This was never the intent of Act 111 or the Pike statute. To accomplish this charter amendment, the first step is to circulate the petitions and accumulate the 20,000 minimum signatures required to bring the amendment to council. With the support of all of our unions, we intend on accumulating many more signatures to make this petition difficult to challenge. We will accomplish this by first soliciting our memberships, the rank and file firefighters, paramedics, police officers, prison guards, and parole officers who are directly affected by binding arbitration. Then, with the support of the AFL-CIO, District 33, District Council 47, and the trades, who will not only solicit their own members, but also assist us in canvassing operations throughout the city. We will achieve our objective and present this amendment to council in September. Council will vote on the amendment, and with a majority vote, this measure will be on the ballot. Once the amendment is on the ballot, and again with the assistance of all the other unions, we will begin a campaign to inform and educate the public about the benefits and reasoning behind this amendment. The charter change amendment will not change the past, but as we begin to arbitrate a new award, it will bring fairness back to the process and help restore the intent of binding arbitration. It is also important to note this amendment will not take the ability to appeal away from the city. It will simply put balance in the local government. The mayor will only need to obtain council's approval prior to appealing. Our city council members are competent, educated elected officials that have been largely ignored when it comes to the financial matters of the city. This is the time to restore fairness and balance to city government by granting council the authority to effectively do its job. Thank you very much. I'd like to please ask Congressman Brady to come up and say a few words, please.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. And I'm embarrassed to be here. This is our city. It's my city. When I leave here, and I leave here soon enough, and I go down to Washington, a lot of friends of mine down there want to know what's going on. I mean, I'm standing here right now, and the men and women in this building, along with the police department, are protecting me. They're protecting you, every one of you. They're protecting your families, whether they're at home or whether they're at work. They're protecting when you drive back and forth with our paramedics and our police officers. They're protecting us when we're in our homes. They're protecting us in our workplace right now. These people are protecting us, and we're giving them a hard time not to give them a living wage. It's totally embarrassing. Since when, 2009, you haven't got a raise, is it? 2009, and then their health and welfare, their contribution that's going totally down. And then we have the city of Philadelphia with its workforce. District Council 33, District Council 47, the fight that they're going through. It's absolutely, positively, totally embarrassing that these are the people that run this city. It's not one person, no disrespect. It's not city council. It's these people that run this city that make this city work. Then when you go to the city and you need something done, when you're out there, when you look in I'm leaving my house today, and here comes our sanitation people blowing on God anymore, taking care of our city, keeping it clean, driving down again, being protected by our firemen. Again, something happened to my house, our policemen were right there. And we're not helping or supporting them. This is a long time coming. I'll get back to I'm doing something much more important. It's incumbent upon all of us, and it's incumbent upon us as elected officials to stand here. And it's a long time coming to stand here with our firefighters, to stand here with our police officers, to stand here with Pete Matthews, to stand here with Kathy Scott, to stand here and say, look, this is our city. This is our town. This is where we live. This is where our family lives. These are the people that are responsible for our health and welfare and for making it run. And it's too long of a time. We wouldn't stand together as hard as we can to make sure this happens. Putting on my other hat, I am a chairman of the Democratic Party. I signed that petition. You put that petition on a referendum, and every committee person in the city of Philadelphia will carry that and put a yes vote on for the Concord Charter.
At this time, I'd like to invite John McNesby, President of FOP Lodge 5, to speak.
Thank you. First, I'd like to thank everybody that came out today, the local politicians and the labor union leaders from across the country and across the state. We even have some international associated firefighters from around the nation, so we appreciate that. People may say, you know, why are we here? We have a contract, but in 2-3 years, that table can turn and we could be in the same position. All this referendum does is add a little integrity to the process. We're not asking to take away anybody's ability to appeal. We're asking for a little bit of fairness. I know a few years back we had our medical appeal time and time again, which almost bankrupted the officers and their families out there on the streets. So we're going to stand side by side, not only with District Council 33 and 47 who are here also, and this does not affect them, but they are in the same position as we are, as the firefighters are at this point. But this could affect any one of us at any time in the future. So we're going to stand united. You can tell by the presence here today that this referendum will pass, and we will work until we get what we need to get done for both public safety and our municipal workers. So thank you for your time, and I appreciate the attendance today.
Controller Butkovitz.
Good morning. We're now in year 3 of the impasse in the firefighters arbitration. And we have the spectacle of being in the middle of a new arbitration while the old one is under appeal in what this administration seems determined to make an infinite number of appeals. They've made a mockery of the concept of binding arbitration. So we have had every corner of policymaker in this city, everybody in city council has worked hard to try to express the opinion that this award is fair, it is inevitable, it is a problem every year when we review the 5-year plan to deal with the tremendous uncertainty that hangs over us because of the city's failure to recognize the inevitable, that they're going to have to pay this award. So council has established strong leadership in this city the last few years in dealing with budgetary issues. They are mature partners with the mayor. It is appropriate to share a decision where there is such a broad consensus on the part of the people in Philadelphia, and now the people of Philadelphia are going to get a chance to vote on it. We appreciate what we see in our firefighters and paramedics every day, the spectacle of them running into burning buildings and putting their lives on the line every day. The way they have been treated has been disrespectful, has been a disgrace. People of Philadelphia will have their say, and they will be heard very loud. This award will be upheld.
We're honored to have a lot of state, city, and labor leaders and officials here with us today. I'd like now to introduce State Senator Mike Stack.
Well, I'll be short. Thanks everybody for being here, and thanks for including me. But let me just salute the city controller for proposing this charter change. What's being done with our firefighters right now is nothing short of a disgrace. It's outrageous, and it is a usurpation of the will of the people of Philadelphia. And it cannot be tolerated any longer. And the only time you go for a charter change is when the democratic process or the will of the people is not working. And it is called for in this case time and time again. Our firefighters have been the backbone of the city. And as the city controller said, these are the heroes that keep us safe. They run towards danger instead of away from it. And over the last number of years, they have had the loss of life to prove it. So, as was just pointed out by Jimmy Tyoon, it is outrageous that the city continues to spend hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, paying these high-priced lawyers to fight against what is right. And that is treating our firefighters with dignity, respect, and fairness. And that goes for all of our labor unions who do an outstanding job. I could see something like this happening in Alabama or Mississippi. But for it to continue to be happening in Philadelphia is just unacceptable. So I'm happy to stand here with all of these elected officials, Democrat and Republican, with my friend, Congressman Brady, and all of you. And we're going to pass this charter change. And the people of Philadelphia will resoundingly support it because they support our emergency responders and they support safety, responsibility, justice, and fairness in this city. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the podium, State Representative Ed Neilson.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this. Growing up in the home of a Philadelphia firefighter, I know firsthand all the struggles that families go through. The little pay for a lot of work. They put their lives on the line every single day for us. They're the only people in the city that go in a burning building to help pull people out. The State House and a lot of my colleagues you'll hear from today, we have gathered and got an ethics opinion to make certain that the availability for people to sign these petitions are available in every neighborhood. They'll be available at our state reps' offices to sign. So if you don't see one and no one comes knocking on your door, the people of Philadelphia can come see their local state rep and sign it right in our office. And we're glad to be part of it and stick up for the working families of Philadelphia. Thank you.
Please welcome State Representative Brendan Boyle.
Thank you. One of the sad honors that I've had as a member of the state legislature is to go to the well of the House floor and introduce a condolence resolution honoring a constituent, someone who literally lived just 2 blocks from me, Lieutenant Robert Neary. And with the entire Neary family there, we honored him because he lost his life. As a Philadelphia firefighter, someone who had been on the job for decades, lost his life in the line of duty. It is a poignant reminder about what firefighters as well as our police face potentially every single day. Serving in the legislature or an elected office can sometimes be difficult, but none of us are risking our lives. That's the case with most jobs. Firefighter, police, they're different. Those are some of the jobs that at any moment could require that ultimate sacrifice in service to this city. So I think that it is particularly disgraceful that it has been 4 years since this contract has been resolved. 4 years without a pay increase. 4 years without even a resolution. It is completely contrary to existing law. Act 111 is quite clear, as President Schulle pointed out at the very beginning. The the arbitration award is not to be appealed. And yet that is exactly what the city has done, repeatedly. They keep losing and keep appealing, knowing they have no chance to win, mind you, but just attempting to run out the clock and delay the inevitable. Now, we know that this is wrong and unfair for the firefighters, but I also want to point out it is wrong and unwise for the 1.5 million of us who are residents of this city. Is it really in our best interest to have such low morale among those who we are absolutely counting on to run into a burning building? Does that make any sense in terms of public safety? Unfortunately, it's not just the firefighters who are facing this situation. AFSCME with DC 47, DC 33 have also gone now 4 years without a pay increase, or 4 years without a resolution of their contract. As I was mentioning to Kathy Scott and to Pete Matthews just a few moments ago, my mom, 30-year crossing guard, AFSCME member. She didn't make a lot of money, worked hard in a pretty tough job that sometimes can be dangerous. Hasn't seen any sort of increase at all. Just one of the regular working people of this city that makes this city work and makes this city go. The lack of respect for these kind of workers is staggering. It is wrong. I completely support this charter change. It's a shame that it's even necessary, but it is necessary, and together we will get it done and finally bring justice to this situation. Thank you.